So it asks which relationships have the same constant of proportionality between y and x as in the equation here. Now, we're going to forget about the equation because this one, CMAs and Park, they love to make things really complicated. So let's just break it down and make it a little easier. What's a constant?
Rate.
A rate. Linear line. So when we look at this, we have a linear line, linear line, linear line. Now over here, we can't quite tell if there's a rate by just looking at it. So we know that so far, everything is still in for a choice. What about proportionality?
Goes through 0.
Goes through 0, 0. That means if proportionality means it's the same proportion on one side of the line as the other. Basically, it splits the graph in half. Same on one, same on the other. So because we know proportionality,
It's not that.
A's out. Okay?
Or
So A is out. And then when I look down here, E does not go through 0, 0,
It's
out.
Oh, we got that wrong.
Okay. So now, so this is a constant rate. This is a constant rate, and that's a constant rate. Okay. The last part. Now I've got constant, I've got rate. Now I got to look at this graph here. What does 1 over 3 mean?
1/3.
1/3. Okay. So when I have 1/3, that 1/3 is my rate. Right? You remember how we have y equals mx plus b? We'll have a y equals mx plus b. Well, when we look at this equation, our m is what?
1/3.
1/3. So it's literally y equals 1/3 x plus 0. Because there is no y-intercept. So now we know it's a rate of 1/3. If I have a rate of 1, that means I go up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1. So my rate of 1 would go right through, it would split each quadrant, right? It would be like right through here, same amount of space up here, same amount of space below. Is this a rate greater than 1 or less than 1? Greater. Because it's super steep. This is a greater than 1 slope. So can it be a 1/3? No, can't be. So B is out. Okay, if I go to C, this is a slope of less than 1.
Wait, why is B?
So it's out.
Okay, no, because look, is that less than 1?
Oh.
Yeah, 1/3 is less than 1. So I have to look at this. Do I go up 1 over 3? Up 1 over
Yes,
3?
you do.
C is our first answer.
Yeah, I got it.
So,
I thought B was correct.
okay, now we got to go to D. This is,
This must be not
this is the toughest one. Is it proportional?
Yes.
Yeah, because it goes through
But it is not correct.
0, 0. We have to figure out, does it have a slope of
It does not.
1/3?
Josh.
How do you find a rate in a table? Does anyone remember? We just kind of did it. We divide x by y. So I could do this here, I could do that there, or I could do that right here. So I could divide 1.5 by, and that's the one I'm going to choose. So I'm going to go, and it's always, guys, when I find the rate, it's always y over x. So I go 4.5 divided by 1.5. And now I have to move that, my decimals here, I move it over 1. Decimals here, move it over 1. How many times? 15. 3. So, oh, whoops, sorry, I did it the wrong way. So this is actually x over y. My apologies. So it's going to be 4.5 divided by 1.5. So I go 45 divided by 150. Because that's there, I move it over, it's here, move it over.
Wait.
What?
I thought it was 1.5.
It is, but can you divide, no, sorry, 1.5, I got you, I know what you're saying now, Ellie, sorry. I move the decimal over one place, and I move the decimal over one place. So I was putting the 0 there to get ready for what's coming. So, how many times does 4 go into Topher? Sia. That's the tension.
3
line.
times.
How many times does 45 go into 1? 0. How many times does 45 go into 15? 0.
45 doesn't go in it.
45 doesn't go into 15.
Oh.
How many times does 45 go into 150?
Wait, no. 90.
Twice.
No,
3 times. Okay? 3 times 15 is 5. 1. 3 times that is 12 plus 1 is 13. And then again, I'm going to get 15. I bring down the 0. Another 150. So this is 0.33. The rate here is 0.33. So what does that tell you? That's a third. So it is also a choice.
He said it's just
So you had 2 choices there. If you get C, you're going to get a majority of the points. Okay?
you get D.
D is the hard part because you have to be able to figure out this division. Okay, you got to be able, or if you know, like I know that negative 1.5 divided by this is a third. But you might not know that. And questions about this at all? Okay, turn your paper over. This is one that I would expect us to get about 90% accurate as a class. Whoops.
It's a drop down.
Okay, no, this one is not.
Oh.
What did we get for an answer here?
Negative 54.
Nice. How'd you know it was negative?
Because it's dropped. Negative?
Yeah, go. No, how'd you know it was a negative 54?
Because it was how much it's dropping.
Yeah. So it's how much is it dropping per minute?
Oh.
So that is a what?
Subtraction problem.
Yes, negative 54 feet per minute. If I write 54, I said that's your warning. If I write 54, I'm going to get 3 out of 4 points because they know. 1, I know my division. 2, I know what mean is. What's mean? What does mean mean?
I don't know.
Average. That means I'm finding the average.
So what do you? I don't know median.
So, to get my answer, I would take the negative 378 and I divide it by 7. That's going to give me my negative 54 feet per minute drop. Okay, it asks me what was the mean change of altitude in feet per minute. Mean means what was the average change. So I take 7, divide it into how many feet they lost, and it tells me how many feet per minute they lose. And it has to be negative, it can't be positive, because that would mean that it's increasing. Yeah?
Yeah.
So this is one. How many of us got this?
I got something close to
Go
it.
3.
All right. So that's one that I hope that we get. Okay. This one.
Can't solve.
I know, but I have it on my computer. What do we know about n?
It is greater than negative 1.
It's greater than negative 1. What else do we know about n?
Lower than 0?
It's less than 0, which makes it a
Negative.
negative number. Okay. It's greater than -1. It's less than 0. It is a negative number. 3 important things you need to know. What about P?
It's the positive.
Positive.
It's above 0.
It's above 0.
Less than 1.
Okay, it's less than 1. All right. So here are the numbers. The numbers is n minus p. They're saying that when I put those together, what does it equal? That's going to be a number. N plus p, that is another number, okay, when I put those together. And p minus n, another number. So if I was to plot them, meaning put them on the line as well, if I was to put this number on the line, where would it go? Where's n minus p? Is it on this side or on that side?
It's on the left side.
It's on the left side. So it's over here.
Yeah.
What about n plus p?
No,
Is it on this side of n or on that side of n?
the right side.
It's on the right side of n. Is it going to be past p?
No.
No. It's going to be in between here. What about p minus n? Is that going to be on the left side of p or the right side of p?
Left.
Left.
Right.
Right. Why on the right, Owen?
Because subtracting negatives is adding.
When you subtract the negative, it's like adding a positive. So take your time on these. You don't even need to know these choices. You know that that's a number, that's a number, that's a number. So out of the numbers here, here, and here, which is the least, the smallest of value? Is it this one, or that one? First one. Any, because that is going to be here and it's going to be greater. So that would be my choice. And then which number is the greatest? Not the second one, p minus n, because anytime I subtract a negative, it's like adding a positive. So it's going to be on this side. Okay, that's another one that I would hope that if you take your time, you guys can work yourself kind of through it.
Why does it say two numbers, n and p?
What they're saying is that these, if they were numbers, they would equal one value, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's representing as one. It's represented as one value here. I know you haven't seen that before because CMP, our math program, doesn't do that. So,
No, that's just competition.
what about Jessica? What'd you guys get here?
$2.25.
Christina. Okay. Hey Bryson, can you explain how you got your 225?
I didn't write down all my math, so I can't remember. I'm sorry. I did some of it in my head.
Nah, it's just not right.
That is a true statement. So I won't hold you. All right, Bryson.
I remember what I did now. All right, so
Okay.
So I took $4.75 away from $11.50,
Yep.
and then I divided $6.75 by 3.
By 3. Perfect. How do you know to take this away?
Because that's how much the video game costs, right? And we wanted to know how much the video game costs.
Does that make sense there, Tristan? Does that make sense to you? He said he took the 1150, which was the total, right?
Yeah.
And he subtracted that and then divided his answer by that. Is that what you got, Allie? No!
I did that.
Yeah, it says each movie, and it says the movies cost the same as the games. So, yeah.
No, it doesn't.
So we just did more stuff.
Says the video game costs that.
Yeah, I know, and the movie costs the same.
No, the movie's got the same amount.
The movies cost the same amount each.
Yeah, I know.
Not each to the... All right, guys. We've had enough for today. All right,